the trick here is you gotta figure out why you're doing it, and also take all the stuff I've said into consideration so that you don't feel as if you're being scammed to. There's a dark truth to the make money online industry.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely everyone wants to know how to make $10,000 a month as a student. The only issue is there's a lot of BS out there.
So the AI revolution is happening right now as we speak. And there are regular people just like you who are taking advantage of this golden era by starting side hustles.
When I was 12 years old, I had this dream of making money on the internet. Now, 13 years later, and with a ton of failures and experience under my belt, I make over 3 times as much money from the internet on the side as I do in my full-time job as a doctor in the NHS, the UK's National Health Service.
And I know as someone who is part of the productivity entrepreneurship niche, it seems a little strange that I'm talking about this, but let's be real, right? Make money online industry is booming. It's predicted that by 2029, it'll be worth $319 billion. Can you imagine that? And it makes sense, right? How many creators online are promising the next get rich method, right? To make more money online. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't make money online. I'm not saying that it isn't possible. In fact, it is possible. There's so many avenues to make money online, but this is the problem that I have with this industry. There's so many issues around it that very few creators talk about. And this is why so many people get frustrated with the make money online gimmick, because they're like, well, I've been doing this for X amount of years and I still haven't made money. There's a truth that a lot of us don't want to look at, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. One of my issues that I have with it is limited resources. Most people online have an abundance of resources. They've got a team working with them day in and day out. They've got virtual assistants, they've got graphic designers, they've got copywriters, they've got this whole team. So it's a lot easier for them to make money because they have more time. They've got time to focus on other stuff. They've got time to focus on their business. They've got time to focus on other opportunities that they could go for, right? And you, obviously, starting out, you don't have that. You don't have the team. You don't have the unlimited resources at your beck and call. You've got limited resources. And there's this famous saying, you gotta spend money to make money. And often this is really true. If you're not spending money, you're spending time. And if you don't have time, you're spending money. And this goes to my second point, time. Time is limited, right? If you're working a 9-to-5 job, you don't have enough time to be working on your side jobs. This is another thing that very few online creators talk about. How can you make money when you are worried about your family at home, or you're worried about working, your 9-to-5 because that's the only paycheck you're gonna get, right? It's difficult. So as you're trying to balance the act, trying to work hard, trying to play hard, and trying to make money at the same time, you're losing time. And you're not going to get that time back. And the only way you can get the time back is with spending money. But if you don't have money and if you don't have time, then what do you do? This goes to my third point. The chasing money versus passion. There's so many online creators that say that you need to follow the money road. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But there is something that we're missing here. A trick. Passion plus profit equals purpose. Now what this basically means is, if you're not passionate about something and you're just following it because of the money, you're going to lose steam eventually. No matter how interested or driven you are about making money online, eventually you're going to lose steam, because if you spend a year doing something and you still don't get your returns, then that's the problem, right? Like, how do you keep going for something if you're not making money in return? So this is why you have to have passion plus find something that's actually profitable, and that will equal your purpose. So an example could be, if your passion is writing, then you could do copywriting, you could do technical writing, you could do things like writing books, right? Or blogging. Now that is profitable. Passion and profitability will get you to your purpose. But if you're only following one or the other, eventually down the road, you're going to lose steam and you're going to give up. Now, this goes to my fourth point, and this is a big doozy. There's so many make money online stuff that just does not work anymore, or it doesn't work the way it used to be. Think about e-commerce, right? Back in the day, 2008, 2009, 10, whatever, you could put up an e-commerce website and make money. Okay, you didn't have to do that much selling, you didn't have to do that much advertising or promoting. It didn't even have to be so obscure and you would make money. Okay, Another one that a lot of people talk about is doing the whole, putting on journals, right? Notebooks on Amazon, low content books, and making money from. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to make money from it, but you're not going to make money like how you used to. You're going to have to put in a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and actually promote the product to make the money back. And this is something that a lot of people forget to tell you, that it isn't that easy because there's so much competition. Another thing that, now that I'm winding down, goes to my final point, my final 2 points. The first one is the hustle culture. The hustle culture makes you believe that if you're not working twice as hard, if you're not making your returns, if you're not making money, if you're not as successful as everyone else doing the same thing you're doing, then there's something wrong with you. And that builds up resentment, that builds bitterness, that builds up not only sadness, but this low self-esteem that makes you feel as if you gotta hustle more, you gotta work harder, you got to make sure that you forget everything, including your family, your friends, all of it, right? Just so you can work on your dream. The realistic thing about that, like if we're talking about, being realistic, right? That is a lonely road to go on to, a very lonely one. One where you're gonna feel unfulfilled because you're only chasing something that seems as if it's gonna make you happy when it doesn't actually make you happy. Now, my final point in all this is the process. Make money online is a process. It can take anything from a few months to a few years, but it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not something that you're gonna, do something and instantly make money from it. And you gotta pick one, right? You gotta focus on one thing. There's so much noise around us saying that do this, do this, do this, do this. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but the more information you have, the harder it is to actually do something. So you have to focus and say, I'm gonna go with this one thing and work on it until you actually achieve something. Trying to do too many things because you've got one creator saying, 10 AI side hustles that are gonna make you money. Then there's another one telling you, here's how you can make money through Bitcoin. And eventually you're going to get tired and numbed and you're going to give up. You can make money online, but the trick here is you got to figure out why you're doing it and also take all the stuff I've said into consideration so that you don't feel as if you're being scammed to. You don't feel like you're being lied to. You don't feel as if you're going down a road with no returns. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed that, please like, please subscribe. Until next time, bye.